Hey guys, so The Haunting of Hill House came out on Netflix in 2018, and this horror drama is finally getting a season 2 coming out next week. So, The Haunting of Bly Manor is going to be an anthology, so we're going to get the same cast returning but playing different characters. And guys, this is honestly the best horror show I've ever seen in my life. It is absolutely incredible. It is a work of art. I really enjoyed it. And it's my favorite horror genre. It is the gothic sort of genre, and it's got all the things that I enjoy. It's got like creepy kids, creepy haunted manors, creepy women walking down the staircase creepily in their long Victorian style dresses, which for some reason I really enjoy. I do not know why. Anyway, I'm really impressed by this. So basically, this is about the Crane family. So the Crane family grew up in the most haunted house in America, Hill House. So we've got Eleanor Crane, the baby sister who has been stalked her whole life by a ghost called the Bent Neck Lady Ghost. So I can't go too much into the Bent Neck Lady Ghost, otherwise I will be going into spoiler territory. But if you've seen this, you know what I'm talking about. And I was really impressed with that storyline and what they did with that. I thought it was really clever and well done. So next up, we have Luke Crane, the brother. So he's basically a junkie. He's been in and out of rehab his whole life, trying to deal with the trauma that he suffered as a kid growing up in Hill House. And that is what is so clever about this show. They use all of these themes like addiction, and they use the ghost to tell a story through that, you know? So basically, next up, we've got Henry Thomas, the father. Honestly, this guy is not winning any Father of the Year competition. He basically put his kids in a really dangerous situation their whole lives and only got them out of it at the very last minute. And I just found him very, very frustrating. I didn't like his character. And then we've got Olivia Crane, the mother, and she's a psychic. She's a very free-spirited, hippie sort of person. And I would probably say she's my favourite character. I felt her character was the most well-developed and interesting character. Just her whole storyline, I don't want to go into it too much, but it was really fascinating. So next we've got Stephen Crane. So Stephen is portrayed as being like the jerk of the family. He's the oldest brother, and he wrote a book about what they went through in Hill House. So all of his siblings are really angry at him for writing this book. And honestly, I found his character to be quite likable. I didn't find him to be a jerk, but maybe that's because he's played by Michelle Huseman, who I really like, and unfortunately, he isn't returning for season 2. I don't know why, but he's the only main cast member who isn't going to return for season 2, which is a pity, but yeah. Next, we have Theodora Crane. So she is like her mother. She is a psychic. She sort of gets vibes and impressions from things when she touches them. We've got Shirley Crane, who is the older sister. She owns a funeral home with her husband, and I really didn't like her. I found her very unlikable and bossy and just a very unpleasant character. But anyway, we've got amazing, incredible cinematography. The set design was thoroughly immersive and visually stunning. I love, like I said, the whole gothic horror vibe that we have in this. It's just so beautiful, so well done. Everything really set the mood, and it had like sort of Crimson Peak vibes. If any of you have seen that movie, it reminded me a lot of that. So this, it's not all about style over substance though, as some gothic sort of genre horror is very heavily focused on the style but not much on the substance. But honestly, it just had a lot of heart and a lot of soul and style, and it was just everything that I wanted in a horror show. So I feel like people get very used to really cheesy, predictable jump scare type horror. I like to call it tissue horror. You use it once and then you throw it away. It's disposable. You don't remember it after you've seen it. This is horror done right. This is what it should be. So the ghosts of Hill House are there to be a vehicle to symbolize themes of grief, loss, addiction. They're used to tell a greater story. So we see how the ghosts follow the Cranes into adulthood, affecting them all in different ways. But don't get me wrong, the ghosts in this are very real. They do exist, and it is very, very creepy. Honestly, I haven't really been this genuinely creeped out by a horror show in a long, long time. Honestly, I usually watch horror by myself at nighttime and I don't get affected. I don't know, I think I've been desensitized as a child because I would rent VHS horror movies from Blockbuster, who never checked my age, so I blame Blockbuster for me being the adult that I am today. Anyway, so I grew up watching all the cheesy campfire fodder and none of it's really scared me. This is the first time in quite a long time that I've genuinely been creeped out by something that I've watched. So the acting in this was absolutely amazing, especially the actresses playing the mother and the baby sister. So my only complaint in this would probably be the time jumps. So we have quite a few time jumps in this from when they're kids in Hill House to when they're adults. It just feels really unnecessary, to be honest. We have also a few time jumps from when they're adults. Don't get me wrong, I love the time jumps between them as children to them as adults. But adding in extra time jumps from adult situation to adult situation, it's not confusing, it's just really frustrating. I would say that's really my only complaint. This is really a perfect thing to watch at Halloween. It's not for gore fans, it's not for people that want a straight up horror with lots of violence. This is not that. This is a slow build up. It's creepy, it's focused on family and telling a story. But the thing about that is, that means that when the people die, you're genuinely upset because you've really built a connection to them. So anyway, I would give this an A rating. I really enjoyed it. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought of it.